Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Throm Builds, and today I'm going to be walking through the full Brickarms catalog, as well as comparing it with my full Brickarms collection. I'll be showcasing a few fun minifigures and walking through a bit of Brickarms history and Will's production and prototype catalog, the creator of Brickarms. Also, huge thank you to the Brickarms Discord, the Google Doc, and the Brickarms Wikipedia for helping with this video. So taking all of that knowledge and attempting to add to it what I've learned from Will on podcasts, and being in the Brickarms Discord, Will Chapman of Brickarms runs his shop out of Redmond, Washington, where I believe he does all of his design and most if not all prototyping before, and here's where I could be wrong, sending out his molds to a larger injection molding company to run the production products, high quantities and standard colors. Will does a ton of injection molding himself throughout his shop, and because Washington is more humid, he actually has to dry the plastics before running the molds. But these are things that he's been into on more podcasts and more technical platforms. So let's start at the beginning. I was into Brickarms back in 2006, and by 2008 there were about 20 molds. I bought a few things off ToyWiz after seeing Brickarms at a Seattle LEGO convention and then not being able to find their products online for a while. And more recently in 2020 or so, I got back into Brickarms, specifically through the Workshop Wonders. Workshop Wonders aren't one of one, but it's easy to think of them as super limited releases of a certain item, typically in a special overmold or color that wasn't available for standard purchase. I buy Workshop Wonders through the Brick Chest, Nash Vegas Bricks, and a few other individuals in the community. Pre-Brickarms 2008, there were a few other companies making molded accessories, but they were few and far between, and Will realized there was a gap in the market for high-quality, custom LEGO weapons and accessories. It's also worth noting Brickarms was super influential in the early LEGO Customs community as they were attending lots of conventions and really connecting a lot of new people to this side of LEGO. I've heard Will and Brickarms was famous for handing out freebies at conventions and hanging out with GI Bricks, who claims to be the #1 reseller of Brickarms worldwide, and I believe is family to Will. It's also worth noting a lot of Brickarms' early growth and large communities were formed on Flickr, a photo sharing website that tracks views and favorites. In the early days, Brickarms began with a small range of custom accessories, primarily focusing on historical weapons. These accessories were meticulously designed and crafted using modern manufacturing techniques, which helps make them super compatible with LEGO minifigures. It's also been really cool getting back into Brickarms to see all the design changes, as many V1s have improved a ton since when I first got into Brickarms. As demand grew, Will expanded his product line to include not only historical weapons, but also modern and futuristic weaponry. This allowed Brickarms fans to build a wide range of military-themed creations accurately, from World War II battle scenes to futuristic sci-fi battles with specific overmolded weapons for Star Wars, Halo, Star Trek, and many more. One of the defining features of Brickarms, and what really sets Will apart from his competitors, is the attention to detail in his designs. Each weapon is carefully researched and modeled after its real-life counterpart, capturing the essence of its historical or fictional origins. Brickarms strives for authenticity and realism. Over the years, Brickarms has gained a dedicated fan base within the LEGO community. LEGO enthusiasts, collectors, and even filmmakers have utilized Brickarms accessories to enhance their creation. These custom weapons have become an essential tool for bringing many of the most popular brick films to life and creating stunning LEGO dioramas and stop-motion animations. There's also no talking Brickarms without talking about their iconic Star Wars molds. In addition to their wide range of historical and modern weaponry, Will has also ventured into creating custom accessories inspired by the Star Wars universe. The attention to detail in Brickarms Star Wars products is exceptional. Each weapon is intricately designed to resemble its on-screen counterpart, capturing the unique features and characteristics of the original props. Now let's get into my actual Brickarms collection. I'll walk through each category and I'll do my best to point out any iconic Brickarms not in my collection. Now I went through this full spreadsheet and there is well over 600 individual molds, so I'm not going to attempt to name all of them, and if you want to see it for yourself, you can go look at the spreadsheet. I'll link it in the description, but I will point out the most iconic and my favorites. So we'll start off with handguns. First we have the DC-17 or Rex's Blaster, Golden Gun from James Bond, the DT-29, the LL-30, and the LL-30 from Book of Boba Fett, M1851 Navy, and in the Navy Overmold editions, which has to be one of my favorite Brickarms. I have the M1873 Peacemakers in a ton of different colors and also a few dyed by Dash Bricks. I have the M1911 in Overmold variants, the Snub Nose Revolver Overmold variants. There's the M2019 from Blade Runner, the TOS Phaser from Star Trek. There's also the Overmold Needler. There's Spartan lasers, energy swords, and energy pistols from Halo. There's the ray gun from Team Fortress 2. There's the SE-14R that Lando uses. There's the flintlock pistol. There's the IB-94 blaster from The Mandalorian. We have the Blastech 180. And there's the Matiba. Next up, we'll look at rifles. We've got the Arisaka with bayonet, the CA-87 or Jawa blaster, the Centurion Raider rifle based on the Cyclone rifle from Battlestar Galactica, the DC-15 clone blaster, and the E-5 droid blaster, the E-11D that the Death Troopers use, Boba Fett's EE-3, the Ambin sniper rifle the Mandalorian uses, the lever action rifle modeled after the Model 1873, and perhaps one of the most worthy and notable Brickarms molds, the Wonder Waffle DG Tooth BA V1, 2, and 3 that I'm sure I just butchered the pronunciation of. Next up is going to be SMGs, of which Will has made plenty, but I don't collect many of. So the only two we'll look at are the APOC SMG from Fallout and the Uzi or X-Pro SMG from last year's Fan Choice winner. Next up, we'll be taking a look at ARs. So we actually have AK, the AK Apocalypse, the AK Romy, the AK-Elysium, the AK-74U, the CAR-15, the M27 IAR Tactical, the M16 in the Overmold edition, and then a ton of M4s, the Force Recon, Phoenix, Pro Beardo, SBR, and TAC, just to name a few. We also have the XBR-3 from Halo. We'll quickly talk snipers. I have the Sharps Rifle Overmold, the M110 SAS, and the XSR from Halo, and the Mosin Nagant Sniper. Next, we'll talk shotguns. I have a ton of overmolded Sabrs, a ton of the overmolded double barrels, which have a short and a long barrel that are interchangeable through pins, as well as a short and long stock, and the M1887. Next up, we'll look at projectiles. So most of these are launchers. We have the 40mm grenade, the FP3 incinerator, the RPG-7, the Zealot 10 Mando blaster, Bosk's blasters, the 1 scope and 2 scopes, Relby V10s. And next we'll look at our melee weapons. We have the combat knife, the butterfly knife, the Gamorrean battle axe, the Gamorrean hatchet. We have the vibroblade, the Damian blade proto, baseball bat, hacksaw, and the dark saber. Second to last, and maybe my favorite category, we have the accessories. We have shotgun shells, tattoo guns, and ink bottles, a tracking fob, and tiny toys in the jet, semi-truck, submarine, and tank variants. Finally, we have our wearables. We have the Exo Pack, the IG head, vests, and the droid arms. So let's take a quick look at 7 of my favorite categories within my Brickarms collection. Number 1 is the glow in the dark. I have a bunch of accessories, and whatever Will uses to make these, they glow really well, especially under black light. The second category is sand red. If you followed me for any amount of time, you know that I love the classic LEGO sand red color, especially for minifigures and accessories. The third is my coral collection. While it's a fairly new color for LEGO, it's definitely one of my favorites, and Will has made a ton of Brickarms in the coral color. Number 4 is the Brickarms shotguns, the Sabrs. I have a ton of these in the overmolds. The 5th one is the Brickarms flames pieces. These come with the flamethrowers, but also in the Workshop Wonders in special colors, and the special crazy colors are my favorites. The 6th one is the AK-Elysium, and this is also a fairly new mold. Shout out to Robbie G. I believe he modded a Brickarms AK so well to resemble the AK-Elysium from the movie that Will went out and made it a mold. And finally, the 7th and last honorable shout out I'm going for today is the Micro Joe's Tiny Toy Collection. These came in the toy cabinet originally, but recently Will's been bringing them back a bunch in the Workshop Wonders, so if you want to get your hands on some, they're available. So while of course I couldn't name every single mold, that was the highlight of most of the Brickarms accessories that I love and have in my collection. So what's your favorite Brickarms in your collection? What mold does Will need to produce more of? Thanks for checking out this video. I actually have a partnership with the Brick Chest, so if you happen to need to pick up some new Brickarms and want a little discount, use code ThrawnBuilds at checkout and you'll get a little discount. Thanks for watching. It's been Thrawn Builds, and this has been Brickarms.